Hello and welcome to the gojenn podcast. I am your hostess, gojenn, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as gojenn, Gojenn. And I hope that you will look me up on Ravelry, friend me, or whatever you have to do, and Instagram as well. Today is March 26th, Monday, 2018, and this is episode 148 of the podcast. If I haven't said that, I've recorded this like several times, so I'm just hoping that it works this time. How is everybody doing? Really? If I asked you how the weather has been in the 2 weeks since I talked to you, would you be like me? It's been hot. It's been cold. It snowed. It rained. It poured. What? I mean, I think Mother Nature needs to maybe get on some medication. I think she's having some mood swings here that we could, take a little something to make it better. So we had snow. Today is Monday, so we had snow Saturday night, and today was just a gorgeous warm day. Hopefully we are on the end of winter and spring is just about here. I sure hope so, because I am ready. I am tired of cold. Tired. Also, since the last time I talked to you, we went to the beach. Yay! We had our first camping trip of the year. We went to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So it was a very short trip. By the time you really get good and comfortable, it's time to pack up and come home. But we did have a great time. Our camper did great. We have reservations for April. We're going to go to a state campground in North Carolina. So we're just moving right ahead into warmer, drier, less snowy, sleety, icy weather. I have put my winter coat up again. I've put it up several times already, and then I have to go drag it out when it is below freezing when I go out to crank my car in the mornings. Hate that. So, let me see what I have in my notes to tell you about. If you remember, I play in the Harry Potter Knitting and Crochet House Cup in Ravelry. It's just a game where you craft to meet certain prompts or homework assignments, because it is Harry Potter themed, so everything kind of goes around that. And for the months of January, February, and March, I had proposed to do a big project that would take the full 3 months, and I have until March 31st to finish. But I know that everybody who's been watching is excited to see not one, but 2 socks. They are finished, toes and heels, and these were afterthought toes. No, the toe you just knit when you get to it, but this is an afterthought heel where I put in a line of waist yarn and then came back and took that out and knit the heel. Yay! This was one of the things that I was super happy to finish. It is going to be a Christmas gift, and I am thrilled to have it done. These are not exactly matchy-matchy. If you see, one starts with gray and one starts with black, but then, as they get down, it's much closer. Especially, down here, I could really plan it out. And I think it might be a row or 2 off, but it matches that much. So I was thrilled. I got these done yesterday. So that just leaves one more project on my Harry Potter owl, and that is my granny square blanket. The plan for that is I have a 5x5 grid of granny squares. 5 of the squares are, instead of being one square, they're 4 little squares. Kind of figure that out. And that, I got that joined, and now all I need to do, here it is. What do you think? Did you get a good look at it? I'm going to take a picture. I don't know. I probably won't take a picture until I finish it. But this is the join that I'm doing. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very easy. I do. I like it a lot. It's making me happy. I was trying to find one of the quarter square blocks to compare. Here you go. See? That's where 4 squares is the same as one big block. And I did that to add visual interest. It is a big blanket, which makes me happy. 5 squares by 5 squares, and they're about a foot a piece, 12 by 12, about. It's a nice blanket. It's not, doesn't have a home in my mind yet. You know, we'll just see. But that makes me happy. And so all I have left to do is to take this green that I have joined with, and I'm going to go around and do 2 borders. So yay! I'll be so glad to have, you know, this has been hanging over my head since the 1st of January. And let's see, what other projects have been part of this owl? A virus shawl in hot pink. A sock yarn scrap blanket. That's a big blanket too. It was 5 things, wasn't it? Yes, I can look back in my journal to January, and I can see that it was the sock yarn blanket, the granny square blanket, the socks, the virus shawl, and that's it. I guess maybe I was counting socks as 2. The best thing that I did back in January, I started to get really overwhelmed with my plan to get that done. So what I did, and this is March, but what I did was I broke all of the projects down into measurable parts, like the socks, the cuff, the heel, and the toe, and then how many inches of the leg, how many inches of the foot, so that I could fill them in as I got them done. And that was a visual representation to me of how much I had left to do. And then on the blanket, you know, did I have the squares finished? Now I have them joined. And then I did the same basic thing with my sock yarn blanket as well, and the virus shawl. I also, when I broke everything down into, you know, kind of a measurable amount, I estimated a time. Time in minutes of how long it would take to do, say, an inch of sock knitting. And then I figured out how much time it was going to take to do everything I had to do. And then I kind of split that up over the 3 months and made a list to myself of you have to have this done by here if you want to finish. The last couple owls that I have proposed, I didn't finish. And I think that had a lot to do with me not having an adequate plan. So having especially a graphical representation, I think that really helped. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have everything done except for these boxes right here, and that is the border on my granny blanket. That's all I have left to do. And so I have until midnight, March 31st, to get that done, photographed, and submitted on Ravelry. So I think I can get it done. So let me check my notes. What else? I didn't do much crafting at the beach. I did work on the socks. I knit some socks. I also made some Tunisian crochet mitered squares. And I don't have them anywhere nearby right now. But I'm thinking about, of course, another scrap yarn project. I don't have enough. And here I am finishing. What am I going to do? So I am very much ready to do something besides these projects that I had proposed. But I am so glad to have them done. Otherwise, the socks would have been procrastinated until November, and maybe an IOU put in the package. The blanket probably wouldn't have been finished, either one of them. So I'm so very happy to have them all done. Yay! Now I can get some cast-on itis and get some crochet projects started. And I want to work on my Tunisian 10 stitch where I do the spiral in Tunisian crochet. I am just really looking forward to some no deadline crafting. And of course, no one has imposed the deadline on me but me. Okay? I don't want you to think that I have somebody standing over me saying, listen, kid, you better get going because you are behind. No, that was just me. I use a different voice when I talk to myself sometimes, just for fun. So I have been very happy about my crafting. I said we did go to the beach for a long weekend. That was wonderful. We had perfect weather, and that was after the weekend before we'd had snow here. We got a lot of snow this winter season, and I am very glad to have it away. Away with you. Don't come back. Rotten snow. I haven't been doing much art. I have a couple artist trading cards that I need to finish up so that I can send out in different swaps. I just have done some coloring. That is so much fun. Because I can be like a, 6-year-old and stick my tongue out of my mouth and hold my marker and just really have a good time with it. Let it relax me and just zone out. I like that, especially before I go to bed, because it helps me calm down, get all the other random crazy thoughts out of my head for the day, and just enjoy myself. So I really like my coloring. Book-wise, I've been on a real tear. Let's see. I think the last time I talked to you, I was getting started on the 11th book by Joe Nesbø in the Harry Hole series. And the name of this one is The Thirst. And I went to, I belong to Audible, so I get one audiobook a month, and I went to get the next one in the series, and it's the end of the series. There are no more. Sorry, that was my burglar alarm. It was my husband. But my dogs never know for sure, and just in case he tries to walk off with something, they're going to let me know. So I was talking about my books, and when I went to get the next in the series, There Are No More, I have come to the end of the series, and boy, am I sad. Thankfully, I haven't finished The Thirst yet. I'm thinking I may go back and start at the beginning, because in the meantime of listening to that on the earbuds, I have read, I'm on the third book by Pam Brondos in the four-line trilogy. I think the last time I talked to y'all, I said, yeah, it's okay, but I don't want to read the next one. It got really better. The first one is Gateway to Four-Line, which was, I thought it was just okay until I got to a certain point, and then things started rolling, and I really wanted to know what happened next. And it ended like you would end a chapter. I mean, hello, I can't take that. I had to have more. And so I read the second book, which was The Meldon Plain. And then I read that while we were on vacation. And then now I'm reading the third book, which is The Last Remnant. And I am enjoying those. They're really good. I'm enjoying it. It's not science fiction. It's fantasy, I suppose. Alternate world. Just, you step through a membrane and poof, you're in a different world. But I am enjoying it. I like the author's style, and yeah, I give it a good solid 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, I am on the last one of the Harry Hola series by Joe Nesbø. I do not know what I'm going to do when I finish. I've really considered going back and starting with the first one, because there's good stories. I'm sure I will reread the series because it's very good. I was just so saddened that it wasn't any more for me to read, that I just couldn't even find anything remotely as good to read. So I don't know what's next there. I did want to talk about my bullet journal. Y'all know my bullet journal because I love it. This is the Leuchtturm 1917 journal with my stickers on the front. I do not like the Leuchtturm, I think it's German, as much as I liked my Uni journal that I had last year. The page quality, the paper quality is not as good, I don't think. I think this paper pen ink runs through it easier than my Uni journal. And I am sorry that I let myself be swayed into, I watched several, Boho Berry, she just loves these Leuchtturm notebooks. I don't. This was like $20, 1917. Well, no, that's the number of the book. But it was around $20, where my Uni last year had been closer to $10 on Amazon. And I liked the Uni a lot better. I think the paper quality was better. It didn't have these at the top of every page. Oh, you can't see, but it's got the date. I hate that. I can't tell you how much I hate that. If I want to put the date at the top of the page, I will, but I don't need anybody telling me I have to. Ugh. Man, I wish I hadn't gotten it. I really do. But, you learn. Okay, I wanted to show you this bullet journal from the week before we went to the beach. And I wanted to just talk for just a minute about the purpose of the bullet journal. And the purpose is to stay organized and to get things done. However, when I made this list, this weekly bullet journal page to, list out the things, it got so out of hand that it was actually making me more anxious because I knew that it was a mess and I was going to miss something. I had my packing list for our vacation trip, and I just knew that it wasn't right, and it made me even crazier than I am because it did not do a good job of organizing things that needed to be organized. This is, no, that was the last one. This is the latest one. I am happy with it. I do like a grid paper better than the dots, and that's because I'm old and I can't really see the dots as well. I mean, honest. I like the little boxes on the grid because it's easier for me to see things and keep things in line. With a good week planned out, I'm calm. I don't worry that I'm going to miss something. I don't freak out because I'm going to forget this. But this other week, it got totally out of control. I have, you can't see it or understand my scratches right here, but I put down my list of craft projects to take to the beach 3 different times in 3 different places because I was so, I don't think it's on here, I'm gonna, and I really can choose craft projects without having to worry about it. Okay? But anyway, I said all that just to let you know and give you permission in case you need it. If your bullet journal layout is not doing what you need it to do, change it. Make it do what you need it to do. That crazy one, I had to just start a new clean, fresh page, and that helps me know that I'm on schedule. I'm doing well, checking off the boxes, and everything's gonna work out. I'm not gonna forget to take a craft project with me on vacation. So, what is coming up this week? I am doing the Keto Diet, which is high fat. I know, weird, huh? It's very low carb, low to no carbs. I've lost 10 pounds. Okay. And I really haven't done anything to lose those 10 pounds. So I am enjoying food. I mean, it's hard to eat a sandwich without the bread. You have to get kind of creative. There are some no-carb recipes for no-carb breads made with either almond flour, coconut flour, grated cauliflower, cauliflower, a head of cauliflower, grated up and drained and all the moisture squeezed out of it, and then use that for like a pizza crust. I haven't tried that yet. I don't like cauliflower, so I don't know if I would like that. Just the idea of its smell just makes me want to not eat. I'm just excited now. That was everything, by the way. I'm excited to get started with some new projects, some new cast-ons. I am thinking that I'm going to go to every other week to record and upload. I'm not going to be gone. I'm just going to, I think, take 2 weeks just to give myself, I really enjoy my lazy Sunday when I didn't record. So I'm going to try that for a while and see how it goes. So that's a whole lot of me. I hope that you are doing great, that you are enjoying your crafting, your bullet journal, whatever you're doing to make your life happy. So until I see you next time, I wish you nothing but love and laughter.